Who lied to you? That's the topic of this life. Who lied to you? Who is actually responsible of the belief that you have about yourself? The false story that you keep repeating in your mind over and over and over again about who you are, you were not born with those beliefs. You actually learned them. In this video, in this live, I'm going to break down for you how it actually happened, but importantly, how you can reverse everything because you're a creator and there is nothing that you cannot do. Hello, guys. My name is Brice Guillot, and you are here on my YouTube channel, Inner Light Alignment, where I am guiding all the souls back to truth once at a time. And today, this morning, I was reading, oh, it's cool, I have it here, Conversation with God, Book 3. And hopefully I will find a page, but I think around page 192 or 93, source, that which you call God, says to the author, you don't need to reach perfection to start teaching it. You don't need to reach mastery before you start addressing a topic. And South says, whatever you teach, you are also learning about it. You teach what you need to learn about it. Okay, cool. So who lied to you? You know, when you are born, when your soul from the physical perspective decide to join this physical earthly reality, the moment you are born, you are the closest to source energy, right? Let's think about it. The second you are born, you are the closest human being from the source energy because you just got out of your mother, right? So when you come, you are just this little sweet, cute baby that everyone wants to, carry and hugs and stuff like that. But the thing is, you grow up in a specific environment. You are being taught a certain amount of things by the people that you see every day. This includes your parents, your brothers and sisters, your teachers, your neighbors, and all that. And all those people are actually the one bringing to your awareness, and this is the key of this video, bringing to your awareness, meaning what you become aware of. They are the one bringing to your awareness everything that you end up knowing, right? If by the time you were 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, this thing was being called a table, right? You would reach the year 3, 4, 5 calling this a table when no one at school would actually call this a table. So it means the people that you have around you play a huge role into your awareness. Now, let's say now you don't have a job. Let's say now financially you're struggling, and let's say now you're single, and let's say now you are emotionally down, and those four specific things that I just mentioned have been going on for a long period of time, right? Well, everything that you experience outside of yourself, so everything that you can see and feel and hear and taste and touch, all those things are the outcome of your life. So they are outside of you, they are the outcome. And outcome exists because of the income. Outcome is the direct consequence of the income. What is the income? Income is everything that goes inside of you. Everything that goes inside of you is responsible of what you see outside of you, of the events that you go through in your life. So all those four things that I mentioned earlier, if you are in one of those, and unfortunately maybe you are in all of them, well, be assured, right, that you are the one doing that. That's actually a good news. Because if it was other people doing that, you would actually be in trouble. If it was other people deciding not to hire you, you would actually be in trouble. If it was other people deciding that, oh, you are going to stay single until you change, until you show a different behavior, you would actually be in trouble now. But what I just told you is whatever is happening in your life, it's because of you. And that's an amazing news because it means you can change it. So those things that you're experiencing outside of yourself are the consequences of what's inside of you. But what's inside of you, whatever comes inside of you, the music that you listen to, the movies that you watch, the conversation that you hear, right? All those things go inside of you, the food that you eat, they are the direct consequences of the people around you. The people that you surround yourself with help you create yourself. You create yourself based on the interaction that you have with the people that you meet all the time. So when you go back to the moment you were born, where you were completely 100% dependent on your parents, they were your environment, right? And if you were not the firstborn child, your brothers and sisters were also your environment, meaning your interaction with your brothers and sisters and your interaction with your parents actually shaped the person that you became. This is getting interesting. Now, let me take my phone for a second and maybe do something that I know I shouldn't be doing, but let me go live on Instagram at the same time. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna put my phone. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this. Okay, no, good. Okay, let me put my phone here. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. So what was I saying? Oh, I forgot because I was logging into Instagram. Okay, so I was saying that your parents, your brothers and sisters, are the first people that you were connected to when you were born. So it means all the interaction that you had with those people actually shaped who you became. Now, if we go back to when you were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, how would you describe the financial situationship of your parents? How would you describe the love relationship of your parents? How would you describe the relationship of your parents with your elder brothers and sisters? How would you describe the relationship that you had with your teacher, at the kindergarten? Because what you are not aware of is that all those people, all those interactions that you had between the age of 0 and 7 played a huge role into the person that you became now. You have no idea. You cannot remember unless you do some specific processes. But trust me that today you are showcasing certain behaviors. You are having certain habits that you do not even know how those habits were downloaded into you. If we take the topic of money, how was the relationship of your parents with money when you were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old? If we take the topic of love, how was the love relationship between your parent when you were between 0 and 7? Because if you can actually go back there, and trust me, you can, because your body keeps the score. You can remember everything. It's just there's such a big lie about who we are that we keep thinking, oh no, I can't do this, I can't do that. Do you know that? Do you know that the concept of time, the concept of second, minute, hours, days, week were created by men? So it means there was a moment where time wasn't a concept until someone or a group of people were actually bored to not know what's going on, when to give themselves a rendezvous. Then they started being interested to create the concept of time. So if us men, we created the concept of time, do you know all the other stuff that we are capable of? There is such a big lie about who we are as human beings. Oh shit, my camera is falling. We are so powerful. We are so powerful when you think about it. If you would just but think about it. Okay, guys, I hope my folks from Instagram, you guys can hear me correctly. I'm trying to find the perfect way of doing this. Maybe wait. If I put you guys on the side, is it good? Let me know in the chat if it's good, if it's like that, because the main focus is YouTube. Relationship with your parents. Relationship between your parents. How was the love relationship between your parents when you were a kid? Would you say that your dad was really in love with your mom? Or can you be like, I can see that there was some cheating going on? Would you say that your mom was loving towards your dad? Or can you say, there was some, disrespect going on? When it comes to the relationship with money, would you say that most of the time, like, you never saw your parent thinking or struggling about money? Or, in the house, there was some tension around money? Because you see, That's the data that you picked up without even knowing. Like you come into this world. When you were born, you are the closest to the source of life. You just came out of your mother's womb. So everything that you hear, see, feel, taste, and touch is new. Every new data that you become aware of, you accept it as truth. You have no choice because you're new here, right? You come from the point of view of infinite knowledge, infinite love, infinite everything, the absolute world. But here you come into a different realm where everything is going to be new. I was saying before that when you were 2 years old, 5 years old, if someone was calling this a table, by the age of 5, 6, 7, you would be calling this a table. So if you can go back to the moment where you were a child and you can see that your parents were struggling with money, that the conversation around money was often difficult, and now you're an adult and you are struggling financially, just know it's not your fault. I mean, you can fix that, but you have within yourself a data that is embedded, right? I think it's better if I put this one here. Okay. Yeah, this is good also. You have within yourself a data that is embedded. It's not even your fault. It is just there. Now you need to be aware of the fact that that's something that you can change. You really can change it. You just need to remember that that's how powerful you are. Now, you can rewrite your personal story. And in this session, I will explore the question of self imposed limit. If you came to the realization that there are things that you cannot do. Let's say you want to be a millionaire. Let's say you want to have a new job. Let's say you want to have a new car. Let's say you want to attract the best partner for you, and somehow you think it's not possible. It's just because unconsciously you sign an invisible contract in which you agree that's who you are, right? That's how powerful you are. That's how free you are. You are so free. You are so powerful that you can choose to be in mental jail because no one is actually putting you there. The second you start thinking, the second you start believing that, okay, this thing I cannot do, you are choosing it yourself. So that's why I said, if now financially is complicated, if now emotionally is complicated, is now when it comes to having a job and stuff, it's complicated, it is fine. It is fine because there is nothing that you cannot do. You can shift it, because you have that power. Remember. So how those beliefs are formed? That's what I was telling you earlier. It starts from the moment that you're a baby, right? It starts early in your childhood. So growing up, did you hear a story like money doesn't grow on trees, right? That's part of the lie. Well, I am not saying to you now that you can go somewhere outside and just find a tree that's going to give you money. That's literally not my point, right? But I want to tell you that the tree of money is inside of you. All you need to do is to just believe that you can do that. You have to believe in it the same way that wherever you are now, whatever you're doing with your life, is because deep down you believe that's where you should be. You believe that there is no other place where someone like you could be, and that's why you are where you are. So it's just about you shifting that. And I know every time you hear the just in the sentence, you're like, ha, this person is talking as if it's easy. It becomes easy the moment you start playing by the rule. So my question for you now is you playing by the rule? Are you following the rule? And I am not talking about the rule of society. I am talking about the rules of the universe. Because you see, we are in this reality where most of the time the rules of man are the one being followed. When the universe is always there silent, but low key, all the laws of the universe, all the process and processes of the universe are always the one being applied, right? So, who lied to you? That's the title of the topic. Who lied to you? The people around you. But did they lie to you on purpose? Most of the time, no. They lied to you because they were lied to. They were lied to by people who were lied to. And it becomes this cycle, this infinite cycle of lying to one another, lying to each other. I was talking to my son, to my wife the other day, and I told her, isn't it crazy how some people want the best for you? They want you to do something telling you that that's the best choice for you when you've been seeing them doing that for so many years and they are not happy. Isn't it insane? That people say that they want the best for you, they push you to do something that they've been doing, but they are not happy with the life that they are having, right? So that's the life that we are living. That's the world that we are in now. So you need to be more aware of the power that you have. So those lies often are about money, evolve around money beliefs. Money doesn't grow on trees. Also, in the fact that any stranger is a danger for you, and the fact that you must always obey to people that are older than you, assuming that because they arrive on earth way before you, they are now the holder of the knowledge. When eventually, or not even eventually, every new generation is always smarter than the previous one. Because if it was the other way around, the world wouldn't be evolving. And remember, the only goal of the universe is to expand into something new. And that's why whenever you have a new idea that excites you, the universe is always rubbing their hands like, yes, that's what we want you to do because we don't know the outcome and on not we don't know. We know the outcome, but we can't wait to experience it with you, through you, right? So who lied to you? Who lied to you? So you see, there's some kind of chain of stories. There's some kind of generational transmission about the lie. Like the great grandparents lied to the great grandparents lied to the grandparents who lied to the parents who lied to you. And if you're not aware, you may end up lying to your kids. Right. So that's something that I want you to be aware. And then comes, here we are. How can you change it? Well, you need to take personal responsibility about where you are. Because the fact that you were lied to, that's one thing. But the fact that you are not stopping the cycle, stopping the machine to actually reflect on everything and then take a different route, that's your responsibility. And the thing is, no one can do it for you. No one can do it for you. And what you need to do is to embrace the power of your belief. Because we talk a lot about limiting belief, but limiting belief are nothing but belief that are limiting you. And a belief is just a thought that you keep thinking. That's why in the beginning of this live, I said it doesn't matter where you stand now. If your life is difficult, if your love life is not the way you want, if your bank account is not, filled the way you want, I have a great news for you. It is all because of you. You have the power to change that. Okay, I say that you have a transmission generational lie that you were surrounded by that created your limiting belief, but you have the power to change your limiting belief. But how do you do that? By lying to yourself. That's wherever you are watching this video, I'm going to say it again. The way you can change your limiting belief is by lying to yourself every day. You became who you are because people lied to you and you believed them. And how did you believe them? Is because you kept having the same thoughts around the same subject, and the nature of your thought was what other people told you. So now, you being in a space where your life doesn't suit you, you being in a space where the life that you are living doesn't bring you the highest joy, this is the moment for you to start lying to yourself big time. How do you lie to yourself? Well, luckily you have a cell phone. I invite you to try this for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Set up alarms on your phone that will ring every 3 hours. And in those alarms, you add the text: I am amazing. I have the power to change my life. I am a creator. There is nothing I cannot create. I am the creator of my happiness. You see, you come up with sentences that are powerful, with sentences that are affirming the reality that you want to live. That's the key. That's the goal. You make those alarms rings every 3 hours. And when it rings, you read them out loud. Now, I would understand if at work it's complicated to read them, but you need to find a way. When they ring, you snooze, you go to the toilet, and you read them out loud. That's what I do personally. Sometimes I snooze. I know because I have an iPhone, I know it's going to ring in 9 minutes. So 6, 7 minutes later, I stand up, I go to the bathroom, and then that's where I say them out loud. Now, if you want them to be more precise, you must follow the law of the universe. And the universe says, say it 7 times. Say it 7 times. Each time the alarm is going to ring, say out loud the affirmation 7 times. In the beginning, you may sound like a fool. I'm going to be even more honest. In the beginning, you are going to sound like a fool. You are going to tell to yourself, yo, we are so stupid. What are we doing? But here's the thing, you are so powerful. You are so free that you can choose a mental jail. This is the life that we've been living. We've been conditioned to not believe in ourselves and to think some kind of power is doing everything for us. But we are creating our own life. And unless or until we recognize it, until we admit that, oh, it is actually the way I think that is creating my life. It is the way I think, it is the way I think, and nothing else. Think about this. Can you think about something and say something else with your mouth? Can you say something with your mouth and take actions that are different than what you said? It's impossible. If you keep thinking that you are unemployed, if you keep thinking that you don't have money, if you keep thinking that you are ugly, it is impossible for you to say something different with your mouth. Whenever someone is going to tell you, oh, you look beautiful, you're going to be like, are you sure? Because you think that you're not beautiful. And because you think that you're not beautiful, because you speak as someone who think that they're not beautiful, what are the kind of actions that you're going to end up doing? You're going to hide. You may not want to go on a date. Someone see you on the street and try to approach you, you will behave as someone who believe that they are ugly. That's the process of creation. You create your life. So the moment you start setting those alarms and you start lying to yourself for 30 days, for 60 days, for 90 days on a specific topic with affirmations, with sentences in which you affirm the reality that you are creating, you are going to see the change. And if I am here in front of you today, doing this live on YouTube where there's literally no one watching, and on Instagram I have one people watching and sometimes it's zero, it is because it is the consequences, it is the direct result of me lying to myself. I am an amazing human being. Do you know what it took me to believe in this? Do you know how long it took me to reach this level of confidence when I can show up and start talking to people to help them remember how amazing they are? It wasn't an easy process. It was so difficult, but it is mandatory. So many of us, so many of us, so many of us forgot how amazing we are. So many of us forget. To the point where if today you start saying it to someone, you might you might come across some heavy resistance. So step one, awareness. You have to be aware. You must become aware of your situation, aware of your bank account, aware of your loving relationship, aware of your relationship with your parents when you were between 0 and 7 years old. You have to be aware of all those things, aware of you starting stuff and not finishing them, right? And then you have to be aware of your limiting belief. Where what are the aspects of your life now where things are not moving the way you want? Make a list, take a pen, write it down, and see the spot of your life where you don't have the result that you want, and that's going to give you an idea of where your limiting beliefs are actually living, right? And once you become aware, once you have a list of those areas of your life where things are not the way you want, then you can start changing it. Then you can start shifting it. Earlier, I was saying what? The moment you identify, then you can have affirmation on your phone, alarms and the alarms ring every 3 hours, every 4 hours. And whenever they ring, you go to the bathroom if you're at work, or silently you say them out loud. And if you want them to be more powerful, you must respect the laws of the universe. And the universe say them out loud 7 times. Each time the alarms rings, say them 7 times. The moment you start doing that, that's how you are speaking the new truth. That's how you are separating yourself from the lies that you surrounded yourself with when you were a kid, and now you are bringing to your awareness a new truth. In the beginning, it's going to be difficult. You will have a voice in your head telling you, yo, what are you saying, man? Oh, you have affirmation that say that for financially we are good, but actually we are broke as fuck, right? Those are the type of things that you're going to hear. But when you do it for 30 days, when you do it for 60 days, for 90 days, trust me, it becomes your new truth. And how do I know that? Because that's exactly what I did. If I wasn't live on Instagram, I would be showing you, I would be showing you that. But that's what I did. That's what I did. And that's what gives me today the power to actually come here and show up. Right. Okay. Another thing, once you start being aware, once you realize how amazing you are, then it is time for you to surround yourself with new influences because you cannot go back. All the processes that we define, if you choose to go back, if you choose to stay in the same environment, you will not last long, right? Because you are the sum of the people that you surround yourself with. You might have to cut out some people. That's the game. But when you cut people, you must bring new people in. And I always say the best way to do is to buy books, right? Is to buy books. What happens when you buy books? You are actually surrounding yourself with author, right? So your best friends now becomes author, people who wrote book, people who had amazing ideas, people who discovered new stuff, and they were so convinced, they were so in love with what they discovered that they were like, we need to share this with other people. We need to share this with more people, and that's what they did. Why do you think I bought more than 180 books in 1 year? Because I applied everything that I'm telling you, my friend. So embrace positive connections that nurture your growth. You cannot stay where you used to be. You have to rewrite your stories. You become aware, but then you need to change it. Engage in transforming belief. Don't stay in those old limiting beliefs that are not serving you. I swear. I swear. So you've been identifying your lies, and now you become the author of your own story. You have to. You have to because other people have been doing that. Other people have been doing that, and you cannot afford to stay there. So that's the process, man. That's how it works. That's what I want you to do for yourself. Do it for 30 days, do it for 60 days, do it for 90 days. And if you're looking for amazing books to actually help you know, because something that I said to my wife, I said, baby, I am looking for knowing. I'm not looking for oh I think. I'm not looking for oh I believe. I am looking for knowing. And knowing is another name for faith, right? When you just know it's there. You don't think it's coming, you don't believe it's coming, you just know it's there and you keep going with the flow. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I am so happy that you watched this half an hour live. Let me know in the comment what you think about this, and I will gladly see you tomorrow in another live. Peace.